Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. Today we are going to discuss pharmaceutical suspensions part 6. Before that we have studied from part 1 to part 5, in which we have in detail discussed regarding introduction, properties, characteristics, applications, flocculation, deflocculation, Delvaux theory, etc. regarding suspensions. So in the last we are going to study equipments on industrial level that we use for the preparations of two dosage forms, that is suspensions and semi-solid preparations. So in this lecture we are going to discuss equipment used for preparation of suspensions and semi-solid preparations. So for suspensions we are also going to discuss equipments, and for semi-solid preparation we are also going to discuss equipments, as both are different dosage forms and different type of equipments are used for their preparation. So firstly we are going to have an overview regarding the equipments that mostly are used. We can use various type of equipments for the preparations, that are solid liquid mixtures or solid mixtures as well, and semi-solid mixtures. So for semi-solid dosage forms we mostly use these semi-solid mixtures, and for suspensions, syrups, we use these solid liquid mixtures that are used to mix solids plus liquids. As in suspension we have discussed that suspension is a biphasic system that contains two phases. One phase is solid, that is dispersed in a liquid, that is a dispersion medium. So definitely to make a suspension we need such an equipment that mixes solids as well, liquids as well, and solid liquid both as well. In certain books it has also been written that solid mixtures could also be used for make a suspension, because to make a suspension we need to mix these solids also. What sort of solids? Solids of active ingredients, solids of suspending agents, solids of any preservative, any flavoring agent, any coloring agent. So to make a suspension we first need to mix these solids and to reduce its particle size during the process of mixing, so that to get an ideal size to make a suitable and stable suspension. So firstly we are going to discuss equipment used for the preparation of suspensions, that are solid mixers. For solid mixing a special type of mixer is used. So I have already explained what sort of solid mixing. It contains suspending agents, active agents, and other excipients. So we need to mix all these ingredients very well. Not only proper mixing but also their size reduction as well. So solid mixers are used. Bulk material is firstly measured. First we will measure their accurate quantity of the substances. Then with the help of homogenizers they are mixed and homogenized mixing is achieved. So here homogenizer refers to these mixtures, that with the help of these homogenizers, with the help of these mixers, these solid ingredients are mixed and are getting homogenized. And along with mixing, very important thing is size reduction takes place while mixing process occurs. So along with mixing we are also focused to reduce the particle size of substances to formulate a stable suspension. So firstly the solid mixtures that we are going to study are tumbler mixture. Tumbler mixture is an example of solid mixtures that we are going to study. These are the most commonly used mixers in industry for solid mixing, and also used for the preparation of tablets, where we used to mix solids before compressing these tablets. But here we are focused on suspensions. In suspensions we have different solids and we are going to mix them first. The basic principle of tumbler mixture is tumbling. The word tumbling means to have a to and fro motion, either right or left, up or down, or in any circular part. It means tumbling motion that repeats its motion again and again, means right or left, right, left, right, left, right, left. So it is repeating its right motion again and left motion again. So it means it's have a tumbling motion. Construction. It has a very simple construction. It has three parts: a drum, a shaft, and a motor. So a drum could be of further different shapes like V-shaped, cubical, double cone, Y-shaped or cylindrical. We have variety of drum shapes available. Like in this diagram we have a V-shaped drum or container. This diagram represents a cubical or cylindrical sort of drum, and this diagram indicates a double cone drum, like it's been like one cone, and then this is the second cone, so it represents double cone mixture, like this sort of. So these could be of different types of different shapes of drums. These are very large enough drum, like a size of a small room, and this drum are attached with a motor with a shaft. Basically, shaft is a device that combines the drum with the motor, and you know what motor does. Motor helps to provide energy and helps for this high speed motion of the drum. So let's draw how we can basically explain. For example, we have a cylindrical sort of a drum like this, and this is attached with a shaft from this side and from this side, both sides, and then this shaft is attached with a motor. From M I am representing motor. This motor works on a very high energy electric supply, and that rotates the drum to and fro in a circular manner horizontally. So this drum is going to move like this in its horizontal plane, and when this drum will move, the solid particles inside the drum will also be tumbled. As these particles will tumble, they will strike with each other and with the walls of the container as well. So because of this tumbling, these particles are getting mixed with each other, and their size reduction also occurs because of regular and forceful impact. So let's study working. As I have also explained, if I could read for your better understanding. Material is placed in drum from inlet. Definitely we have an inlet in this drum, and we will place our material inside the drum through the inlet. Shaft attached to motor will rotate or tumble the drum at speed of 30 to 100 rpm. Now the shaft attached with the motor will cause the drum to rotate at a high speed, could range from 30 to 100 revolutions per minute. 100 revolutions per minute is quite a high speed, because a huge instrument rotating less than in a second, so it's a high speed for that instrument to rotate around its horizontal axis. So it's going to rotate around its horizontal axis. Capacity of the drum is in tons, while mixing size reduction of particles also achieved simultaneously. So it's a process in which we do size reduction of the particles and mixing both simultaneously. These are the most commonly used mixtures in industry. Almost every pharmaceutical industry have these sort of mixtures for mixing. For proper or more size reduction, we can also attach here certain blades like this. If I could draw, on the edges and in the center they could also have. I have seen such a drum like cylindrical drum in an industry that was also used for tumbling, and also it has here certain blades fixed for more size reduction and homogeneous mixing. We can also have here baffles around the side for the more spontaneous mixing. So these were the little introduction regarding tumbler mixture. Second part of this presentation is semi-solid mixtures. Semi-solid mixtures, semi-solid formulations have high solid content as compared to liquid formulations. So semi-solid formulations, for example, we have gels, we have ointments, that are included in semi-solid formulations, and they have a high solid content. They are highly viscous and have a high ratio of solid content as compared to suspensions, lotions and emulsions. Following are the types of semi-solid mixtures that are used in formulations: ribbon mixtures, sigma mixtures and triple roller mixtures. These all three are very important, and these all are involved in the formulation of semi-solid mixtures depending upon the nature of our semi-solid formulation. So number one, we are going to discuss semi-solid mixtures is our ribbon mixture. The basic principle of our ribbon mixture is agitation. Agitation means that we disrupt or we agitate our particles of semi-solid preparation. Construction is very simple. It contains a tank, inlet, outlet, a helical shaped blade that plays an important role in it, screw and motor. So first we will draw this to explain. Here we have also a diagram of a ribbon mixture, and we have also seen this sort of ribbon mixture in our home kitchens that we use for the preparation of mince from meat. So we have here an electronic device that contains our tank. So we can formulate a tank of any shape, either rectangular, square, or cylindrical. And in this tank there is an inlet. Suppose here is an inlet, and also have an outlet. Suppose here we have an outlet, and inside the tank there is a helical ribbon shaped blade like this. So this is a helical ribbon shaped blade that is very sharp and cause mixing and size reduction of our semi-solid preparation. This is a screw from both sides that causes the blade to move around. Here is a screw, and this is further attached to a motor like this. Usually we have buttons in this motor to control the speed, time, duration, etc. regarding the device. So this is the simple construction of a semi-solid ribbon shaped mixture. Now let's study its working. As material is introduced in the tank, it is mixed by helical blades. So first we will introduce our material, semi-solid material, inside it like this, and then we will turn on the motor. Screw is attached with motor that helps in movement of blades that proceeding mixture. So now these helical blades will start moving, and it will agitate the mixture here inside it. These sharp blades will do size reduction and mixing of the whole solid preparation, and this will force then this solid to move along the length and come at the end and is collected from the outlet. So these basically helical mixtures also push these solid contents towards the end. Uses: it is preferred for semi-solids and sticky powders mixing. So we make many of our ointments, thick slurries from the semi-solid mixtures, and sometimes we also make certain sticky powders for mixing. Those sticky powders that we cannot mix in a tumbler mixture because they get stick on the walls of the container and difficult to remove, can be processed in semi-solid mixture. But here one disadvantage of semi-solid mixture is also that material gets stick on the walls of the blades. So for such we use scrapers to remove the material, and secondly, after performing this whole activity, we will wash it with organic solvent or other suitable solvent to completely clean that area of our equipment. But don't get confused that why we are mixing sticky powders although they get stick on the sides, because sticky powders if got stick in a tumbler mixture, very difficult to remove them. But in helical or in ribbon mixtures they get sticked, but this helical blades will propel it, will push them to move from the outlet, to move towards the outlet. So the hair stiffness regarding the disadvantage is expressed with respect to that as semi-solid preparations are sticky, these are viscous, these are difficult to deal, so they get sticked regarding the cleanliness of our equipment. So remedy: proper cleaning is required with hot water and organic solvents. So this was about ribbon mixture. Second mixture of semi-solid preparation was Sigma mixers. Sigma mixers are very commonly used mixers, not only on large scale but also on small scale. Small industrial levels also use Sigma mixtures for their preparation, and I have seen these sort of mixtures in many of commercial bakeries and other uh, small scale industries. The main principle of this is agitation. Construction: it contains a tank, inlet, two sigma shaped blades and a motor. It's quite similar to ribbon mixtures but just a difference in the sigma shaped blades. Ribbon mixtures have helical blade, and in sigma mixture it has a S shaped blade like this. So it has two S shaped blade. It could be like this, as mentioned in this diagram here. This one and this one. So these blades are connected with the shaft, with the motor. Next, working: about 100 to 200 kg material can be mixed properly in this mixture at a time. Blades move in opposite direction to each other for mixing. So one blade moves like in this direction and the other one will move like in this direction. They move in the opposite direction to each other. So as simple as ribbon mixture, the difference is the construction of blade in it, and it can process in kgs. So the ribbon mixture was dealing with in tons, so it can also deal small batches for the preparation. Uses: for the preparation of ointments, creams, emulsion, suspension, red granules, paste, etc. So it has multiple uses, not only for semi-solid preparations but also for other preparations as well. But as we are more emphasizing on semi-solid mixtures, so we will cover more examples of semi-solid preparations like ointments and creams. So up till now we have discussed two types of semi-solid prep mixtures. Number one was ribbon, number two was sigma, and the last one is very important, very easy, triple roller mill. The principle of triple roller mill is accretion, and we know accretion is the combination of pressure P and impact. So it consists of a hopper or an inlet, 3 rollers and a scraper. Very easy. First let me draw. You can also see here in this diagram that it is an example of a triple roller mill that has 3 rollers, number 1, number 2 and number 3. So let me draw here for further explanation. For example, we have a roller here, number 1, and a roller here, number 2, and a roller here in series number 3. 1, 2, 3. So these rollers are attached in a series. Now we have a hopper above it. We could make it as a closed assembly like this. We have an inlet or a hopper here. We will add our material to be mixed here. Then this material will come in contact between these two rollers, roller number 1 and roller number 2. The gap between these two rollers is adjustable and it depends upon the particle size we desire. So if we desire particle size very fine, we can adjust the gap between these two rollers. These two rollers move in opposite direction to each other. For example, roller number 1 is moving in a clockwise direction and roller number 2 is moving in an anti-clockwise direction like this. And when the particles come in contact between these two rollers, it gets the process of accretion. Because of pressure and impact, the size of the particles is decreased and they are converted into coarse particle here. See, I am writing here with see here the particles achieved are coarse particles. Mixing is also occurring and reduction is also occurring. And then these particles are then moved towards roller number 2 and 3. Now the size between the gap between the roller number 2 and 3 is further more narrower and their movement of direction is same. Both have same direction of movement and the particles will now then flow from downward to upward portion and they are now converted into fine particles. Here I am writing as fine F. At first stage we are converting our particles into coarse one and then we are converting them into fine particles. Now these particles are further collected from the outlet and we can mix certain particles here that are semi-solid, that are viscous, that have high solid content, that are heavy. So start reading its working. Material from hopper is introduced into the mill. 3 blades are present sideways at specific distance depending on the desired particle size to be achieved. Distance between first 2 blades is for coarse particles and between second and third blade is for fine particles. So by adjusting gaps between rollers, desired particle size is achieved. So it is the simplest machine for preparation of semi-solid mixtures. And as you can see here one thing, then due to friction pressure they can generate heat. So if we have heat sensitive materials like for semi-solid preparation we have certain gels that get thin by increasing temperature, so we can add here as you can see these blue areas, and we can add here certain cold water circulation systems, double jacketed cold water circulation or condenser system that would not allow the temperature to increase during the process of mixing. So we have studied 3 mixtures of semi-solid preparations: roller mixtures, sigma mixtures and triple roller mill. So up till now in this lecture we have discussed equipments for preparation of suspensions, solid liquid mixtures or solid mixtures and semi-solid mixtures. In solid mixtures we have tumbler mixtures that could be V-shaped, cubical, double cone, Y-shaped, cylindrical, And in semi-solid, we have discussed sigma mixtures, triple roller mill, and ribbon mixtures. So that was the brief summary of today's lecture. So for that, it is continued to part 7. Stay safe, stay home. Thanks for your cooperation. Allah Hafiz.